Hi record collectors. If you saw my last video on the Mississauga Vinyl Show, I mentioned how in one case I picked up an album by the group War, which I already owned. A common problem I have every time I go to a vinyl show. So anyways, I thought, well, I'll show my albums by the group War. War was created around 1969 out of, I think it was Long Beach, California. They were signed up by an individual named Jerry Goldstein, who had worked previously with groups like the Angels, My Boyfriend's Back, the Strangeloves, I Want Candy, the McCoys, Hang On Sloopy. So when the group formed, their lead singer, of course, was Eric Burdon, and so the group was referred to as Eric Burdon War. There's the first album here. This came out in 1970. This features Spill the Wine, Tobacco Road. Second album, also 1970. It's The Black Man's Burden, Eric Burdon and More. 2-record set. First and second album were on the MGM label. In 1970, while on tour in Europe, Eric Burdon suddenly just left the band, so the band continued on the tour without Eric Burdon. Also in 1970, one little bit of trivia, while War was performing at Ronnie Scott's, they had 2 sets, and on the second set, Jimi Hendrix joined them on the last 35 minutes of the set, and that was the last public appearance for Jimi Hendrix before his death. So once Eric Burdon was gone, it was just War now. This is their album 1971. Very good album. Next album from 1971, All Their Music. This one has Slipping Into Darkness. I think Baby Brother is on this one too. Both big hits there. The next one is The World is a Ghetto. And this came out in 1972 and went to #1 on the charts. This is one of my favorite albums altogether. Not just a favorite War album, but a favorite album. This is fantastic. So Cisco Kid is on this one. Also on this one is, of course, The World is a Ghetto. And War is typically known sort of like as a funk, soul, Latin band, a little bit of blues in that. But on this one, they do one here, Four Corner Room, and I think this is an absolute excellent psychedelic piece. Next one, Deliver the Word. This is 1973. So this one is a little bit of a die cut. So let's see if Gypsy Man is on this one. That was a big hit by them. Next one, 1975, Why Can't We Be Friends? Also, Low Rider is on this one, which was a big hit. This one finished 8 on the charts, and the previous one, Deliver the Word, was 6 on the charts. Then in 1975, there was a release of Eric Burdon and More once again. This, I believe, is some live music as well as some recordings from the 1969 or 1970, around there, that never got made onto the first couple albums, or variations of songs. I think there's a Beatles song on this one as well, and I think Painted Black is also on this one. Then they put out one called Platinum Jazz, which I always believe to be just sort of like a greatest hits album, but it's my understanding that there is some original material on that album. That's one I never picked up because I always thought it was just the greatest hits. The next one, Galaxy 1977, this is the one I showed from the Mississauga show. This is a very good album. I really like this one. And there's the second copy now in the collection. And at one point, the band was thinking of changing their name to the Music Band, but that instead they kept it at War and instead released albums called the Music Band. Oh, gatefold. Music Band too. Personally, I don't find these albums quite as strong as their earlier albums. There is no songs on these last two albums that really stand out for me, as have been the case in some of their earlier ones. And then finally, I also have War Live. I'm not exactly sure when this one came out. I'm thinking around 1973 is the date. Far Out Productions, which was Jerry Goldstein's production company. So on this one, Cisco Kid is on there, Slipping into Darkness. A few of their hits. Some of the good stuff though is not on there, like Spill the Wine. It's my understanding that later on, some of the original members of War wanted to get back together, and apparently they don't own the rights to the name. The name was owned by Jerry Goldstein, and he wouldn't give them the rights to the name, so they're currently going under the name, I think, Lowriders, which is based on that one song they did, Lowrider. One original individual has stayed sort of associated with Jerry Goldstein, and that's Lonnie Jordan, and so he still tours with the name War, but he's the only original member in the band. 2 DVDs, War Greatest Hits Live. Covers all their hits. Now this is I guess a more recent recording, relatively speaking, and this is with just Lonnie Jordan and no other original member, just the one original member. This has good sound quality, good video quality, good picture quality. Problem with this DVD is Lonnie Jordan himself. I think he's like trying to be a comedian or something on stage. It's not coming off very well, and he basically, in my opinion, ruins the show. He's talking through songs like Spill the Wine, just going off on a tangent, whatever. So it detracts from the performance. Another DVD, Loose Grooves. This was recorded live in England, and it was in 1980. This does feature all the original members. Problem with this is very poor picture quality and very poor sound quality. So I imagine if you're a hardcore War fan, you might want to pick this up. But otherwise, I'd probably give it a pass unless you see it really cheap at a flea market for a couple bucks. I think if you want to get some good war videos, your best bet is just to go on YouTube. There's a lot of stuff up there that you can download. I think there's some pretty good videos from a German TV station that recorded war back around 1970. If you can find those videos, they're of good quality. So that's pretty much it with my war collection. Once again, thanks very much for watching and have a great day.